have many people that have jobs, but they're low-wage jobs. I have a lot of people that come to me who are on, SSI, disability, CalWorks, public assistance. So I see the full gamut. I also see middle-class people. I see people like myself who are coming in and needing help, who are being displaced, who can't afford to live in the city that they grew up in. I had a case last year. I had a young African-American man. He was a UC Berkeley student, and he had 2 or 3 other Black American roommates, and they were not able to get housed because of their color. When they went to an attorney, the attorney just felt like we just don't have enough here. Even though our agency actually did some testing where, the white person that called got a call back and the black person didn't get a call back. This was a young man who was, in school, doing the right thing, working productive, and he was having a hard time finding housing because of his skin color. It's like, wow, no matter how successful you are, doing all the right things you're supposed to be doing in school, keeping your nose clean, so to say, and you still are barred from just an essential need of being able to get housing. The problem I see is the displacement once again, and also, a few years back we had a real problem with predatory lending, and so you had African Americans that had spent generations in places like West Oakland and had beautiful homes and equity in those homes, and they got really bad loans and they ended up losing their homes. And so that was a real problem. It still happens, I know, today, but I remember just several years ago it was a big issue that was on the radar. So when you have predatory lending practices that strips the wealth out of people's homes, it affects the whole household. Like you were saying, you have a grandma and you have a daughter, grown daughter, son, and children. It affects everyone, and their whole ability to build wealth is just stripped away. And they went from being a homeowner to being a tenant, and you are very vulnerable as a tenant because a landlord can raise your rent, can tell you to move, and there are people who certainly did move out of the area. So the federal government has a program called Section 8, and in that program, people who are so fortunate to get the Section 8 voucher, they pay only 30% of their income on rent. So the problem that we're seeing now is the housing market in Oakland is so hot, and many landlords will not take these vouchers because the vouchers have a limit as to how much landlord can charge for rent. So they say, well, I'm not going to go to this voucher program. I'm going to get my higher end tenant who can pay me, much more than you can. So what's happening, people have these wonderful vouchers, but they're just useless because they can't use them and people don't take them. I have had many landlords tell me, I will not rent to a Section 8 person because they will not take care of my property. So there is this perception that people in Section 8 who are low income, who tend to be people of color, older people with disabilities, they're not gonna take good care of the property. They don't care. They're just, they're living off the government. They don't care about the property. So there's all these stereotypes that are really ugly, and that's also a barrier too when people have this sense that you're not gonna be a good tenant, because of your class or that you have a voucher. It's a real issue. And the thing is that Section 8 is not a protected class. So an owner can say, I don't want to take Section 8. It's not part of any kind of fair housing law.
Average market rent for a 1-bedroom apartment, $2,300 per month. Median income of a Black household, $2,700 per month.